Hello.
Hi.
How?
Whoops.
I didn't update my program.
That hi is it's a hard word to say.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, no. Shit.
Listen, we don't need to do our regular intro. This is a special Worldcon report.
You know what you do is a BBC alert, like do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, yeah, if we had the alarm that was playing at the BBC.
Coming straight from Laurie in Glasgow and London.
Yeah, I think that's the intro. We went to Worldcon. Here's the report. It was so fun. I'm going to scoot over here next to Kevin so that he can jump in if need be.
First of all,
Well,
you might be about to say this.
what? Go for it.
I was going to say congratulations to Octothor.
Congratulations, Dr. Yay! We were so happy for them. They took Kevin and me as, John and Espana took Kevin and me as their plus ones. So we got to
that's
go
nice.
sit with the finalists and go to the reception.
That's how you know they're a bestie.
I know. It was so much fun, and we were so happy for them. And I wish that I had gotten a video or a photo of John's face when they announced his name,
Aw.
or their Octothorpe's name. So I was filming, but I was filming the stage.
Oopsie.
So I looked over at him, and I mean, I'm surprised he was able to get out of his chair and go get his Hugo.
Aw.
His jaw
Bless
just
his
dropped.
heart.
It was so sweet.
Well deserved. I actually randomly rewatched our video today. The video that we have of us learning we won.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming in our pajamas.
Yeah, screaming in our pajamas. So I get it. I remember that now.
Yeah,
How
and
that felt.
Liz said, I think she said her first Worldcon was in Glasgow at the SEC. So it was extra special
Love a
for her
full
to
circle
win there.
moment.
Yes. Their speeches were so nice. John thanked us in his speech.
That's us.
Aw.
Yeah, it was us. It was so nice. So yeah, that was fun. I took some notes.
Okay.
So
Feel free to get your notes out. While you're looking for your notes, I will mention that we finally got our trophy, or we got our trophies.
We did.
We got our trophies. They are not intact, but we have them, and that's
We
nice.
have them. We have pandas. We have stargates.
Stargates and pandas and rockets. All of the stargates, pandas, and rockets are accounted for. They're just not all where they originally started.
Varying configurations.
Fun things. We met Kelly Sue DeConnick, who, as we know, blooped our mug on Blue Sky, and then we had like 4 or 5 mug sales, which for us is a huge run on mugs.
So jealous you met
So
her.
if you would like a mug that says "Dune is very important to men" on it, visit our Redbubble site and you can get one. And then you can be cool like Kelly Sue DeConnick and Matt Fraction.
And I had a friend who could not find the Dune is very important to men mug because apparently you have to kind of hunt a little bit for it. You have to go to the design.
Yes,
and then
that's
go
right.
to the bottom of
Yeah,
the page.
Redbubble, it's like they don't want to sell things because they put the design. You have to click on the design, and then you can scroll through all of the available items.
We got some good designs on there, guys.
In London, the pedicabs are all covered in faux fur, which is very gross.
That is gross.
That's not really related to Worldcon, but it was something I noticed. I saw a lot of dogs. Double-decker bus was scary. It was very windy in Glasgow. Anybody stop me if you want more information about any of these things.
So far, I think I get the gist of what you're saying.
Oh, an alarm was always going off at the BBC. There was a giant BBC building across from our hotel, and there was always an alarm going off at the BBC.
News never stops happening.
That's exactly what I said when Kevin said, "Why is there always an alarm?" I said, "Maybe it's the breaking news alarm." Oh, table talk, the first day of the con. That was wonderful. We met Seth in person
Hi,
finally.
Seth.
Oh my gosh, he's as nice as he is on Zoom.
Oh,
it was
so
delightful to meet him. Let me make sure I think of everybody who
Seth
was there.
is the host of the Hugo's There podcast, in case anybody listening did not know that.
Also a Hugo finalist this year.
That's right.
I met Warner,
Warner!
who lives in my zip code, and I met him in Scotland.
He's the one that made me feel famous on the tennis court.
Yes. So he told that story at Table Talk. So I met him finally. Ed Moreland, who I had talked with on Blue Sky before, he was there, and he was so nice. And he is partners with Rosanna from Nerds of a Feather.
Oh, cool.
So I got to hang out with both of them. Nerds of a Feather, also Hugo Award winner this year.
Woo! Raj?
Raj was there. Amazing to meet Raj. And Raj brought treats.
Aw.
Raj brought tea cakes and caramel wafers. Is that what the other ones were?
Hell yeah.
A Tunnocks tea cake is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. They made tea cakes on Bake Off one time, and I was like, I bet I could make those. Now that I've had them,
You did not make one?
no, I think I could make one, but I wouldn't have known because they have marshmallow in them. But the marshmallow is so soft. It is not an American marshmallow.
Little Debbie.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
just
picturing.
It's just like such soft, good marshmallow, and I don't know.
I mean, Raj, we accept care packages.
Is this good radio? I don't know. A Tunnocks tea cake is fucking delicious. Thank you, Raj. Cora was also there.
Cora!
And Cora brought stuff to share, so I got some fancy gingerbread spice.
Oh, cute.
And then Michelle and Harold. Michelle Harris,
Aw.
who also writes for Nerds of a Feather, Hugo Award winner. Woo! And her very nice husband, Harold, came. It was their 30th anniversary. Well, this year is their 30th anniversary. So they did this big trip and they did a lot of sightseeing. And
They
they
went
were
all
at
over.
Worldcon. They did go all over. It looked incredible.
I want to go all over.
Oh my gosh, I know. But
You did.
well, yeah, we went less all over than they did, but we did go.
Oh, like every day she was like, I'm at this lock. I'm at that lock. I'm
yeah,
at this lock.
yeah. She went on a tour of castles.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they
See, I love a
saw
tour of castles.
the tattoo, which, Kevin, what's the tattoo?
It is a demonstration of, I don't know exactly. I mean, it's a big pipe and drum band. I guess it's the military pipe and drum band. And it's at the Edinburgh Castle in the main parade ground. And it looks like they build these bleachers for thousands of people. And you can go see this big pipe and drum marching band.
Pipe and drum.
And if you'd like to see a video, follow Anne Michelle Harris on Instagram for cool pictures and videos from Glasgow, and also good writing stuff because she's a good writer.
The Pipe and Drum. That would be a good pub name.
So we went to a park, Kelvin Grove Park in Glasgow, and there were all these little pipe bands and little drum bands practicing outside. And I was like, I wonder if this is like a designated pipe practice area, bagpipe practice area. And then we walked like 10 more feet and there was a sign that was like, pipe practice area.
Every time we're saying pipe right now, we mean bagpipe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because apparently it was also some sort of piping competition
Nice.
in Glasgow. So all the bands were there warming up. And then we walked further and heard Echo and the Bunnymen practicing.
What?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're playing.
The actual Echo and the Bunny?
Yeah, they're playing 2 nights at a little amphitheater in Kelvin Grove Park and was already sold out. So we
Whoopsie.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Tell us how many boats you saw on your trip.
Oh, I was just getting to that. We visited 3 different ships.
Yeah.
The first ship that we went to was the Cutty Sark, which is in Greenwich in London. And,
They have a fine whiskey.
well, that's not where we got whiskey. But maybe they have a fine whiskey. Do they?
Cutty
They have-
Sark,
Oh, that's a kind of whiskey?
That's
oh,
what I knew them as first.
Every ship has a whiskey, it seems. So a Cutty Sark is like a woman's night dress.
Oh.
And the story associated with the ship, well, like the story underlying the ship is that there's some tale of a witch who's chasing a man and she's just wearing her Cutty Sark and she's flying after him and he gets away. He's galloping away on his horse and he gets away, but not before the witch grabs the horse's tail and pulls it off.
Oopsie.
So the figurehead on this ship is a witch in a night dress holding a horse tail.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
badass.
It's incredible.
I'm into that.
It is incredible.
I can't believe you didn't bring us each a figurehead.
Have them. They had no witch merchandise in the gift shop.
Oh,
and I
missed
was
opportunity.
Like, that's exactly what I
Halloween is
said.
coming
I was like,
up.
Oh, give them so much
Nothing's
money.
worse than a lackluster gift shop.
All right. Oh, I
Well,
love a
I
gift
mean,
shop.
they had good, your good standard nautical fare, but I was like, they really need some tailored witch merch.
Yeah.
That's where I saw the book called Scurvy that I was going to buy for you, but then I was like, it's a single topic book about a food-related boat problem. I bet Haley already has it.
I don't, but this is going to sound very pretentious. There's nothing that book could teach me that I don't
I know everything about scurvy that there is to know.
Like, I have read a lot. I've read a lot about scurvy.
Well, you might like to have it all in one
I
place.
appreciate the thought.
Speaking of boats, visiting, so there was another boat called the Tall Ship Glen Lee, and that is docked in Glasgow next to a museum. What was the name of the museum? Just the Riverside Museum, I think. And the museum was really cool. And then you could also go to tour the boat. And touring that boat was like going to the USS Constitution with Haley, because when we went to the USS Constitution with Haley turned around and pointed out all of the different parts of the boat and told us what they were. and on the tall ship, everything was labeled with a little definition of what it was. And I was like, I wonder which one of these is the mizzen. And then there was a sign that was like, mizzen mast. And I was like, oh, it's just like Haley's here.
The one on the back. That's true.
I never have to wonder where the rat lines are.
Where's the Orlop deck?
I
that
learned
one's way down. That's where they keep their supplies, Haley.
that's
the
where
dead
they keep the
bodies.
farts.
And the terror.
Sheep outnumber people by over 1 million in Scotland.
Damn.
Oh, we went to Dundee to see another ship, the Discovery, which was the first scientific expedition to Antarctica. And it was the first ship that Ernest Shackleton sailed to
that's
Antarctica
right.
on. He was a sub-lieutenant, and he was in charge of the stores, managing the stores, which you have to rotate them for freshness and for balance.
Yep.
You have to rebalance the ship, and you have to keep those biscuits fresh, those moldy biscuits.
I believe he was a sub-lieutenant.
You're right. My apologies. He was a
Nerd
sub-lieutenant.
alert.
I love that you said that. Thank you. So we had a cab driver drop us off at the train station to go to Dundee to see the Discovery. And we got out of the car and he said, "Enjoy Dundee." And I said, "You too." And I'm just going to be embarrassed about it for the rest of my life. We get out of the car and Kevin comes over to me and he goes, "I don't think he's going to Dundee today." And I was like, "What?" So I was called out by my husband in another country. Very rude.
I almost told I went to see a movie the other day, and I almost told the ticket taker, you too, when she told me to enjoy the movie. So I'm with you.
Oh, two reasons that, well, first of all, do you guys think that Scotland is Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, correct. I have two pieces of evidence for you. When we went to Stirling, where there's a castle and also the William Wallace Monument, I heard a little kid point off in the distance to the Wallace Monument and go, "Look, it's Isengard."
Which one is Isengard?
That's the one where Saruman lives.
Is it a castle?
It's a
tower.
tower.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The Wallace Monument kind of looks like it. And then on a train, we heard a dad giving a kid a pastry, and he goes, "Here's your second breakfast."
Okay, so turns out 11sies is a thing that people actually eat.
Oh.
It's not just the Hobbit thing.
He was just a British man, right?
Right. I just did not know until very
Never
recently.
occurred to me that maybe some of this was ripped from real life.
I just didn't know until recently that wasn't something that just hobbits did.
It's like how Harry Potter is just English school system stuff, right? Like prefects and
Yeah.
best boy or whatever.
Someone had Biggles Dickless energy ribbons.
That's nice.
Speaking of, this is how you lose the time more.
Oh, MRK.
I met Mary Robinette.
Woo!
That was very exciting. We went on a walk. We did Stroll with the Stars, which is a nice, slow, about like 1 mile walk. And the walk, gosh, the stars aligned for me. That walk was to the tall ship. So it was along the river. It ended at the ship. It was outside. It was such nice weather. It was actually not windy that morning, and it was sunny but not hot. And Mary Robinette was on the walk. And I've had opportunities where I could have met her at previous Worldcons, but I run from people, like kind of famous people. But my grandma, as the longtime listener will know, my grandma is a big fan of the Lady Astronaut books. So I asked Mary Robinette if we could take a picture for my grandma, and she kindly obliged. And then I nerded out and blabbed all about my grandma to her, and she pretended she thought it was interesting.
Aw.
She was very nice.
And then she posted you on her Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Did she not say that she liked our podcast?
Oh, yeah, she did. Kevin, will you
Very
tell that
late.
part of it?
Yeah, so Lori went over and introduced herself just as Lori and was like, "My grandmother loves your book. Can we take a picture?" And then Adri from Nerds of a Feather,
Hugo winner.
leaned over and was like, "This is Lori from Hugo Girl, the podcast." And then Mary Robinette was like, "Oh, I love your podcast."
I just can't believe that.
I think that like blanked out of my memory because I have a hard time believing it. That was so nice of Adri.
And then at the same time, Yaroslav Barsukov was standing behind Mary Robinette and was also like, "Oh, I love your podcast. We
Aw.
should get coffee." And so we met a very nice author and podcast fan and got his book and a little 3D printed tower from the cover of the book. I should say he gave them to us very nicely. So
You didn't take them.
No, we didn't steal them. We went for coffee and we had the biggest cups of coffee I've ever seen in my life. They were like soup tureens. They were so big. And they were just like comically large. They had a handle on each side.
Oh,
it was like Winnie the Pooh's honey pot. And yes, he gave us a copy of the book. And then the cover has this cool like swirly purple misty looking tower on it, and apparently the artist who did the cover art did like a 3D printed rendering of the tower as a model to paint from, I think, or do art from. And so he had 3D printed some of them to give away to people, and he gave one to us people. It was really nice.
You guys spent a lot of time being very specifically famous.
We also met Zaggins, Adri's dog.
Aw.
I've had a parasocial attachment to this dog for like 3 years now.
Did you fangirl at the dog?
Totally. And she was extremely indifferent to me,
Aw.
which is fine.
That's how a star should be.
That's how a story should be.
You also met Alexandra, editor of Speculative Insight,
Yes.
an online journal that you guys should all go and find and read. Good essays.
I saw her set up in the dealer room, and I was like, I think we know you. And she was like, yes, you do. And we had a nice chat. And then while I was having a chat with her, someone standing next to me piped up and said, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but you all have some good takes. Oh, I know. We have good takes. We have good takes. Some good takes. No,
Not all.
really, people were so nice to us.
Some of our takes are trash.
That's okay. You win some, you lose some. So yeah, I had a wonderful time. I thought everyone was so nice. I was so happy to see everybody. Was so happy. Oh my God, Strange Horizons won Best Semi-Pro Zine, and they've been finalists for like 10 or 11 years, and this was their first win.
That's awesome.
And so Octothorpe won, and then Nerds of Feather won, and then Strange Horizons won, and I was so excited that for just a moment I understood like sports fans and why sometimes they do like property damage when their team wins. I've always been
You
like,
want to flip over some
yes,
tables?
yes. I was like, when you hear about stuff like that on the news, and I'm like, your team won. Why did you flip over cars and like pull down a light pole? But yeah, after Strange Horizons won, I was like, I want to break something. I was so happy. I finally understood it. We met all the nice people and
None of the mean people.
none of the mean people. Did you see any mean people? I didn't see any mean people. If they were there, they missed me.
You can keep missing her too.
Uh-huh. And yeah, I think those were all the new nice people we met. I hope we didn't forget anyone.
Might have. That's
Well,
okay.
we
You were
also-
nice too.
We met Andy and Joe, who are Octothorpe super fans, and they were so nice too. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna miss somebody.
We met Damo
Damo!
We met Damo and Ivor.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so exciting. Yeah, we met them at Seth's live recording of Take Me to Your Reader, which is his show where they talk about movie adaptations of sci-fi novels. And that was a lot of fun. And yeah, Damo and Ivor were there, and that was a lot of fun.
I can't believe you're meeting all these disembodied people.
Oh my God.
bodies.
And they're so nice as they are on the internet.
Oh, good.
People who are nice on the internet, nice in real life.
Love it.
It's wonderful. 5 stars. Keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thank you for being our man on the scene.
Yep.
If I didn't mention someone, it's just because I'm winging it.
You can check your notes and add something before the show.
And then you can cut in all the audio I took of all the dogs we saw. Preliminary Worldcon dog report. Preliminary because Worldcon hasn't started, but our trip has. Kevin, would you like to tell everybody about our first dog of the UK?
Yeah, the first dog of the UK was on the Piccadilly line, about halfway between Heathrow and Piccadilly Circus.
When you say Piccadilly line, you mean it was on the tube, right?
On the tube, yes. And was a little, long-haired Chihuahua, maybe?
Ooh, I thought it was a Pomeranian.
Or a Pomeranian Chihuahua. I don't know, it had more of a Chihuahua face, maybe a Pomwawa. In a little... Chowaranian in a little pink and white vest that happily sat on its owner's lap and then was moved to the little...
window ledge.
Yeah, ledge between the seats and the windows and just happily sat there and...
And it had the most perfect reflection, so I could see it, and it was like there were 2 cute dogs that I could watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was also a tiny, either a mini doodle or a doodle puppy.
Yeah, or yeah, some sort of poodle mix.
It was not into being on the train as much as the Pomawawa was.
But it seemed like it really wanted to meet the Pomawawa.
I really wanted to meet the Pomawawa. And then, walking to our hotel, I saw a beautiful white and with black speckles, some type of spaniel dog that looked very sweet.
It did.
We've only been here for, I don't know, like an hour. So far, so good. Keep it up, UK. Signing off.
Dog update from Leicester Square. 2 chihuahuas. And another chihuahua, this time with a curly tail. Whip it in a wiener dog, whip it in a wiener dog. A beautiful shepherd mix with a brindle coat and a tiny teddy. Look like a little blonde teddy bear. Look just like my son. I miss him.
dog report, Yorkie, outside of Tottenham Court Station.
Where is it?
I don't think it went into the station.
Oh, I missed it. It went into the station. Okay, so I've seen a lot of dogs on the transit. Are dogs allowed on transit?
I don't know. It seems like if they're not, no one cares.
Speaking of dogs, remember when New York said only dogs that can fit in a bag, and so people were putting their dogs in big IKEA shopping bags?
I sure do. That was the first thing I thought of.
I do not know where the center of gravity is on a double-decker bus, but I do know that it is nowhere near me. Imagine being in like the crow's nest of a ship. It must be terrible. I feel like I'm being thrashed around. I feel like we're constantly on the verge of being in a car crash because I think we're on the wrong side of the road. And I'm wrong about that. But it's affecting me. Another Yorkie! Dog update. We are in Islington. Kevin, is it Islington?
It is.
Why isn't it Islington, like island?
I don't know, but it's Islington.
Okay, it's Islington. So we've seen several dogs, really too many to individually run through, but exciting news, all of them have had curly tails. Ooh, look, Kevin, there's a cat across the street. Look at that big black cat.
Oh, that is a big
It's
cat.
got a little white bib,
Yeah.
little tuxedo cat. Oh, well, a big tuxedo cat, but importantly, there is a taxidermy place here called Get Stuffed, and I was like, oh my God, a dog works there. No, it doesn't. It's a little taxidermied wishbone in the front door with all the birds and everything. I don't know what to think about that. Looking for our bus, signing off. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No.
Scotty dog. Having a Tunnux tea cake. Oh, it's so good. The marshmallow is so soft. It is not. It's not what I would have expected. It really is very a very gentle marshmallow. 5 stars. Too many dogs in Glasgow to report on individually, but they are good again. Every dog is good.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. A hilarious podcast.
Oh my God, at the live recording of Octothorpe, so at the end of all their episodes, Liz always says, this podcast will end at the beep. And then it says beep. And at the end of their live show, they go, this podcast will end at the beep. And then pointed to the audience, and the whole audience went beep.
Oh, cute.
It was so cute. Everything was cute.
Yeah.
UK, you are cute.